Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who's heartbroken by his wife's online infidelity. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. We've been married for 10 years and met while I was stationed overseas. Before getting married, we were engaged for 2 years, and I believed we were deeply in love. I picked up a job teaching conversational English in her home country. And during this time, we decided on getting married. And then the first ugly sign appeared. After we got married and started the process of getting her visa to come to the US with me, it was revealed she was already currently married to someone from another country. She never disclosed any of this to me and probably never would have if the embassy hadn't discovered it first. In her words, she was afraid I would lose all interest in her if I found out she was married before. Truth be told, I likely would have, as I was still young when we first met. She claimed she left that husband because of the abuse she received from him and his relatives. Still lived with his parents. I was crushed at that time as we had only been married for about a month. Somehow, I convinced myself that she was just in a terrible relationship, and that I had no business getting married if I bailed out after being married for only a month. Inside, I really wanted this life with her, even if it meant working through that, and that's exactly what I attempted to do, hard as it was. Fast forward a few years, I'm back living in the US, having completed her visa process, and we're living as a happily married couple. Because she lied about her past marriage, it would take 2 years to redo the visa work we started. And I had left her country when my contract expired, not knowing the process would take this long. Finally having her back, we continued with our lives relatively peacefully, or so I thought. I would go to work, and she would stay at our home, having zero interest in learning how to drive or find a job. I tried to encourage her, even offered to teach her or send her to driver's education, but she refused. I didn't want to push her into driving, as it's a dangerous thing that she needs to be ready for, not forced into. So her life was at home when I was working, and she spent her free time with Second Life, a game we sometimes enjoyed together. As time progressed, she started distancing her Second Life away from me. She didn't want to spend time with me in this game, and she told me I couldn't join her because the area she was in was a sploder, where people are asked trivia questions and are rewarded with Second Life currency. If it's discovered that multiple people from the same IP address are playing, they get banned. So she told me not to enter. Whatever, I tried. Go play your game, be happy, and that she did. Currently, as of a few days ago, I logged into Second Life, a game I rarely touch since she didn't really spend time with me in it, and I received a message from some stranger. He tells me that he knows who I am, and that my wife is a lying cheater that sleeps with guys while I'm at work. He then recited facts about me, my work, my schedule, and my hobbies that only my wife could have told him. I was stunned, shocked, and worried. Knowing something was foul, I went for my wife's laptop and logged into her account and started digging for evidence. This is something I had never done before, as I had always trusted her, and would never go snooping behind her back like this. But after a few minutes of research, I discovered logs of previous chats. She told this stranger several times over several days about how much she loves him, she misses him. She called him baby sweetheart, bought him in-game gifts using in-game currency. I was destroyed. With this in hand, I woke her up immediately and calmly asked, "What's going on in Second Life?" We've been married for 10 years, and I know when my wife is stalling or giving me a half-ass answer. And that's exactly what I got. I interrupted her and told her, "I have evidence of your actions in Second Life. Don't lie to me, just come out with it. Don't make me corner you with the logs I found on your computer." And I could see instantly in her face she knew she was caught. She replied, "So he told you?" And I just nodded my head, then asked, "Tell me what happened." From 2014 to 2015, she was having cybersex in this Second Life game with this guy who contacted me. But it wasn't restricted to just the game. She gave out her phone number to him. While I'm out working, she was also having phone sex with him. It wasn't some fling or something she even kept in-game. This was an affair she was having, telling him how much she loves him and everything. She claims after they started fighting, they ended their relationship and just continued being friends. At times he would get stalkerish, and she would remove him from her contacts. This would infuriate him, and he would create an alternate character to threaten her, saying how he's going to find her, kill her, and tell me about their relationship. Being scared, my wife would add him back, pretend to be friends, only to repeat this cycle over several times over the next few years. Yes, they somehow remained friends for years after this affair. The next stab came when I was sent to an Air Force base for a 3-month training for my job. This was about 5 months ago. During this time, I sent my wife back to her home country to spend time with her family, as I didn't want to leave her home alone for 3 months. She can't even drive. It was a vacation that I had saved for, but wanted her to see her relatives again. We would chat and talk each day during this time, and we were so happy to be reunited when this training was over. But then I discovered she was still friends with this other guy during my trip. She still talked to him, worried he might go back and tell me what they were doing if she didn't keep talking to him. This is an area I'm still confused to. He tells me that she said she was going to leave me, that she would stay in her home country and not come back. She easily could have accomplished this, and yet she never did. She claims she only said this to get him to not talk to me, but I suspect she's lying. Wouldn't matter either way. She still had this affair for over a year. Where we stand now. I couldn't speak to her after all this. I didn't sleep or eat for 2 days. At first she gave me space, likely believing it would just be a fight and over with. But when I told her she's ruined this marriage and that we would be getting a divorce, it hit her. She's tried a couple of times to justify her actions, bring up past faults of mine, but nothing comes close to having an affair. The other day, I told her to group message her relatives back home, everyone on her phone's contact list, and tell them about how she had an affair for over a year. She did this and has stopped trying to justify herself now. The realization has sunk that she has destroyed this marriage. It's been 3 days since this nightmare happened, and although we live in the same house together, we rarely speak. I've told her she needs to prepare for a divorce, and that means finding another place to live. She's contacting some friends' relatives here in the US, but we need to renew her passport first. I've gathered the documents we need for that. Now I just need to take time off work to drive her to the embassy to renew this passport of hers. Part of me wants to find a way to make this work, as it's hard to move past a 10-year marriage. I still love her, but what she's done is something I don't think I can ever forgive. I felt the same way when I found out about her previous marriage, but this is different. She did this from the comfort of my home, using things I bought her, and telling another man that she loves him. It makes me sick every time. Question: should I move forward with the divorce? Try therapy? I haven't even looked at her since this all happened. She just makes me sick. This affair may have been cyber in nature, but it extended for so long and exchanged so much that I don't think I could ever function with her again, as much as I want to. I can't even imagine how to rebuild the trust she has destroyed from me. Edit. I've told her she's leaving behind her new iPhone and laptop I've bought her, and she accepts it. She's even said she'll only bring clothing with her, nothing else. I believe she'll be heading back to her home country because right now she'll likely be moving to a shelter where other immigrants from her country stay, to work at a factory. I know she won't stay for that and will return home to her relatives. I'm truly sorry to hear about the pain you're going through. Considering the depth of betrayal and the emotional toll it has taken on you, seeking professional advice through therapy might be beneficial. A therapist can help you explore your feelings, assess the possibility of rebuilding trust, and guide you in making a decision about your marriage. Ultimately, the choice to move forward with a divorce or attempt therapy should align with your personal well-being and what you believe is best for your future. Comments: she sounds like an absolute loser. Even without the betrayal, this is the absolute worst kind of woman you want in your life. I hope you kick her out ASAP. I don't understand the sunken time fallacy. When I broke up with my loser deadweight boyfriend years ago, I felt a huge weight off my shoulders. I mean, think about it. If you had a nasty hemorrhoid for 10 years and finally had it surgically removed, would you say, "Oh, it's hard to put these 10 years behind me"?